tonight, we are not going to open a box of NBA cards, but we have a very super duper ultra mega special guest. He's a family first football. Okay, he loves the Denver Broncos. He loves MMA and a wrestling fanatic. And he's been working for, take note guys, the company PANINI America. Yes, you've heard it and you've seen it first here in our channel. And he's been with PANINI America for 11 years. No other than Mr. Tracy Hackler. Yay! Woo!
Thank you for having me. That introduction, Billy, was incredible, and I'm gonna hire you to be my hype man. And there's my puppy dog. I'm gonna hire you to be my hype man when you can follow me around. And I need you to talk to my wife too.
I'm gonna be your wingman, okay? A cute dog, yes. By the way, huh?
Yeah, he's a hoot. He's a handful. You know what his name is, Billy? His name is Bronco.
Oh. That's how you love your team, right? So
yeah.
Thank you for accepting this invitation of mine. I know it's very late there. What's the time there in Texas?
Oh, it's 9:20. It's not late. I appreciate the opportunity and the invite, and look forward to chatting with you. And plus, Game 4 is going on right now. It's halftime, so it's a good time to talk.
Okay, so no, I wouldn't take too much of her time, but our goal for this vlog is to share and give more information and to educate our Filipino subscribers. We actually call them believers, okay? Because in my channel, we believe that we can change our lives. We can also help others. Okay, we believe also that we can get banger hits in our PANINI NBA cards. Yeah!
I believe that to be true as well.
Yes, all right. So actually guys, to give you a brief background, me and Mr. Tracy, we connected through Instagram. So he's very friendly and he graciously gave us his precious time to to answer some questions and to spend time with us. Actually, this is going to be on a premiere YouTube, so most people are typing right now. So can you do a shout out to all of the believers out there?
Believers, I love you guys. Like Billy, I'm also a believer, but I believe in you all, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, Tracy 43, bang! All right. So let's start. Okay, let's keep the ball rolling. So Mr. Tracy, how long have you been working for? Well, actually, before answering that question, I actually remembered. I read one of your piece and write-up that you've worked for ESPN, right? Or was it BGS? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So before I was in marketing for PANINI, I went to college to be a journalism major. I wanted to be a sports writer. Wow. And so I worked covered sports for some local newspapers here in the Texas area, in Dallas area. But when I started work at Beckett in '95, that opened up some doors to write for ESPN.com, got into the collecting industry for a little bit. So as a member of Beckett, I wrote some things for ESPN.com. And the one I think you're referencing on my Instagram page is a story I did on Tim Tebow, who was a Bronco. Yes. You guys know him well in the Philippines. He's an icon, a legend. He's a saint. I love the guy. But when the Broncos drafted him, and I got to follow him kind of around that rookie season with all the trading card buzz that he created, I wrote that story about that time, and it's one of my favorites. So I keep that linked up there.
I read about it that when I read it, you said he was like a very nice human being. He's incredible and all those amazing adjectives. And well, so after that, where did you?
So I grew up collecting. Started collecting. I'm really old, Billy, so don't tell anybody, but I am 51. So I've been collecting trading cards since the late 1970s. I started with my brother.
Wow.
Like so many people, started with their siblings. And then kind of stayed involved with it throughout the rest of my childhood. A little bit of high school. We tend to leave the hobby when we get to high school because we think we're too cool. We gotta we discover relationships and we're playing sports or whatever. So we kind of put cards behind, but then so went through high school, went through college, was a journalism major. And I did not know at that time that Beckett was based in Dallas. And so I was lucky enough to get an internship and tried to make the most of it so they would hire me full time. 4 months later, they did. And so I started with Beckett in 1995. And I was an editor and writer for them for 5 years. In 2000, I made the transition to Donruss Trading Cards, which at the time was in Dallas. So I could learn some advertising, PR, marketing. That side of the business I didn't know. So I wanted to kind of add to my arsenal and learn those things. So I did that for 4 years. So in 2004, I went back to Beckett under new ownership and still was on the content side, the journalism side. Was there for 6 years. And then in 2010, an opportunity arose for me to join Panini as they were entering the North American market for the first time. And it was an opportunity I thought I couldn't pass up.
What year was that?
That was 2010.
2010, okay.
2010, they had just landed the NBA trading card license exclusively and really shocked North American collectors because nobody saw it coming. And so when they finally got around to building out their team, they were working on the marketing side, and an opportunity opened up for me. And I've been blessed. I've been blessed my whole career. Don't think I don't know that. I don't take it for granted. But the Panini opportunity has been so rewarding, and I've never worked harder in my life, but it's never been more rewarding either. So I love it.
Nice. Actually, I could attest to that. I screenshotted some testimonials and it's a surprise. Okay, I'll read some for you. From Elon Werner, Vice President Sports Publicity, Tony Fay, Public Relations. He said, Tracy is one of the most creative and resourceful writers and publishers I have ever worked with. He has a great eye for a story and his ability to create a compelling story is unparalleled. Boom! Drop the mic.
I like that.
Warehouse Operations Manager at Twisted iPhone, Smart Device Repair. I had the privilege of working with Tracy while he was marketing director. His creativity and professionalism are second to none. He's always at the top of his game in an ever-changing industry. His enthusiasm and attitude are a great asset to any team. I would highly recommend Tracy to anyone. Boom. And last, Tracy is a true inspiration for any aspiring creative opportunist in the publishing industry, offering support and advocacy of a just go for it. Yeah, you said a while ago, let's just wing it, okay? Offering support, and Tracy has been a role model for me at Beckett Media since I submitted my first piece to him. He's quick-witted, to the point, Andrew Tolentino. Oh, and since I submitted my first piece to him, and then last, Tracy is hands down one of the most organized, knowledgeable, and timely writers I know. There hasn't been an assignment that I've given him, so he may be your boss, okay, him that he hasn't delivered on. His understanding of assignment is excellent, and his copy seldom needs additional editing. I would highly, see more. So that testimonial was given by Daniel A. Zans, Strategy, User Experience, and Management Consulting. Wow! Bang, bang! So, we're one of the big dogs in Panini, man. So it's really an honor, sir.
I pay those people well to say that stuff about us.
Nice. So, Mr. Tracy, so Panini started since 2010, okay? And for sure, the journey this past few years has been really, really wild, right? So, based on your experience with this company, what would you think would be the next level for this company?
That's a great question, Billy. Man, we've grown so much. You know, there was a time when Panini first started when we were the little engine that could. Like, we were the underdog. We were the small, new company. And, you know, through the process of just dedication and hard work from everybody in the building, from the top, our CEO, Mark Warsop, my boss is the VP of Marketing, Jason Howarth, from those guys all the way on down to the warehouse. I mean, it's been everybody pulling together, working as hard as they possibly can to be successful. And you look up 10 years or 11 years later, and we're number one by far with our licenses, with the product quality, the way product looks, the way the value that's being delivered. We're at an all-time high right now. There's no doubt about it. And I don't mean just Panini. I mean the industry as a whole has never been more vibrant and more profitable than it is right now. And so I don't think it's going anywhere. You and I were talking before we started that you think it's going to get bigger. I happen to agree with you because so many new people are coming in, not just get rich quick investment type folks, but people who are discovering sports collectibles, sports trading cards,
more passionate,
maybe for the first time.
Agree.
And so I don't know what's next, but I know that this high that we're on is not gonna suddenly go down like it did. You know, when the collectibles industry, trading card industry kind of crashed back in the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know if you remember that, Billy, or if your believers remember that time.
They call it the junk wax era.
Exactly right, the junk wax era. So one of the reasons that happened is because so many different trading card companies were making so many different products, and so no one product had any kind of scarcity or real value. And now Panini is really we're responsible for basketball, for football, for NASCAR, for UFC, for college stuff, for most of soccer. So as long as we're responsible in what we do, and we are, I mean, we have a company full of dedicated professionals, men and women who have been lifelong industry experts and veterans who lived through all the ups and downs of the industry over the last 20 or 30 years, and they know what caused it and they know what to do to not let it happen again.
Correct. Because for sure, with, all of the sacrifices and the hard work that all of these people, they have contributed to grow this company, you wouldn't let it, wither or go down, or right. So you'll definitely
absolutely
take good care of it. So ever since you guys started, you loved it as your own, and so now it's grown. For sure, you wouldn't let it down like a hot potato, right? So
exactly right. Yeah.
We've asked the first hard question, right? So now let's go into the micro question. So, you've been working for Panini for 11 years, and then, so as a hobby marketing director, what do you do, Mr. Tracy?
So primarily, I handle our social media, which obviously is how you and I kind of first met, and so that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok now sometimes. Not as much as we probably should, but and then when I first came over back in 2010, one of the things that was important to me was the ability to start a blog for the company because I was a content guy, right? I wasn't a diehard marketing guy. I was a content producer, and that's what I felt I was strongest doing. So it was important to me when I came over that we could start a blog and to kind of be the mouthpiece for everything that Panini's doing, from new products to interacting with players to behind the scenes, all those things. I wanted Panini to be the first place where that's reported. And that's kind of how the blog started. So blog, social media, a lot of direct to consumer communications, and then a lot of events. Now that we're getting back to events, there was a year and a half where we didn't travel to any events, and that stunk. Right. And now we're getting back to more events. And so that's primarily what I handle on a day-to-day basis.
Oh. So Mr. Tracy, right now you're at home, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Thank you I'm really, really grateful and thankful that you...
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. I appreciate the opportunity. It's my pleasure.
So guys, follow Mr. Tracy Hackler at his Instagram account. Just search him, and also follow Panini Direct America or Panini.
It's just Panini America, Billy.
Okay. So
make that one simple.
Panini Direct is like the app, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. And then we're trying to be more like you, Billy. We have a podcast called Going Direct, but we just started that. So.
Oh, okay. I'll follow and subscribe. Okay. So
thank you.
Nice. So for sure, you guys want to, check out the new products, new sets that's going to come out, or the players, or be updated. Follow their Instagram, Panini America at Instagram. All right. So, wow, we've learned a lot from your answers. And so, right now, Mr. Tracy, with your 11 years experience with Panini and also with all of the companies, I was really happy to have learned that you're also a collector, right?
Yes.
So actually the same thing happened to me. Started collecting when I was grade 3, grade 4, and then it was actually one of my first business. Okay, back in grade 3, I was flipping cards, saving up my lunch money for just buying a pack. Okay, imagine I can only afford, but during that time it was upper deck, tops, Fleer. During the 1990s, for me, it was like the upper deck. So that time, we were like allowed to, touch the side of the pack. If you feel a little bump, it's a die cut. So now you're not allowed anymore because you can damage the cards, right? So
yeah, for sure.
my collection was Michael Jordan. Okay, obviously the 1990s. And then if I get other cards, I would resell it to higher grades. So grade 4, grade 6, or grade 3, grade 2. And when I went to high school, same thing happened. Okay, I didn't continue, but that's one of my regrets. Okay, especially buying the cards now. And I think I started playing Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Then pandemic hit. Okay, so that's the time that I think I saw this. I saw this write up about NBA cards, and suddenly the feeling of the nostalgia, and then now you have the money, the resource to buy. And I was really shocked. Wherein during that time it was $200-$300 per box, and then bang, now it's like $1,000 per box. So
yeah, man, it was crazy the way it blew up. Like we had sensed that the market was growing over the last 3 to 5 years, but it was real gradual. But we could see that things were improving and products were being more desirable. But then the pandemic hit, and who would have thought that at the same time the industry would just explode? And it's been unlike anything we've ever seen before.
It's a combination
in the history.
The pandemic, the lockdown, people wasn't doing anything, or the perfect timing for like millennials like me to, get in, and then we have the resource. And then I think one of the catalysts is the Last Dance.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, right? So
I agree.
And at the same time, a lot of sneakerheads who can't go out, okay, instead of just buying shoes, now they transition to collecting cards. Add that to the hobby collectors who are already present, and there's a sudden influx of new collectors and hobbyists for the sports card industry. I mean, that's my opinion and then observation. So I don't know with you.
No, you're 100% accurate. I mean, it's and then what another aspect of the growth has been like the stock market folks who could realize bigger, quicker returns on trading card investments than they could on the stock market, and so they're getting in too. And I mean, it's really a perfect storm of too many people, not enough product, and when that happens, I mean, we see what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Mood, yes.
But, one good thing that Panini is doing, I think they're applying the strategy of the blue ocean strategy, wherein you guys are not just settling with one wave. You're, before the first wave settles down, you have another bomb that you're going to drop and another one. So, with the app, and then the NFTs, the blockchain cards. Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. So going back with the collection, your collection, do you still have your PC or your collection?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Long before I worked in the collectibles industry, I was a collector. First and foremost, I was a collector. And so it's been pretty much Broncos specific for the last 30, 40 years. And so it kind of leans heavily toward that. Toward the Broncos. John Elway is one of my favorites. Really, any Shannon Sharp, Ed McCaffrey, Terrell Davis, rookie cards, autograph cards.
Do you have some basketball cards?
Yeah. I like basketball. I'm a real big Steph Curry guy. Like, of all the basketball players, I like Steph's game a lot. I love the fact that he's kind of been dominant in a big man's game, and he's not a big man. And I like his personality. Really nice guy. And then these new kids coming in. I mean, you talk about Zion, who is one of the nicest.
Luca.
Yeah, Zion's one of the nicest kids I've ever met, and he was like all the rage, right? I can't afford Zion, but I like to collect him. So anyway, yeah, I do like basketball cards. I like Steph. Steph is one guy I really enjoy. Dirk Nowitzki for what he did here in Dallas.
Oh, what have you met? For sure, you've met Ja Morant.
Yes, Ja's really nice guy, man. He's real quiet, real kind of quiet and humble. I think he's one of those players who really likes to let his play speak for itself. He's one of our exclusive guys, so I've had the chance to be around him a few different occasions, and he's a really nice kid.
Oh, because he's my side PC. So my main PC is MJ, and then I collect some sports cards of Ja Morant. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good choice, man. He's a really nice guy.
So the reason why I ask is because, here in the Philippines, the biggest sports is basketball. So the NBA cards. But recently, I've seen a few people who have been doing box breaks of soccer or football.
Yep.
So some people are starting to do that. The market is, trying to be more diverse and flexible. So wow, one more question. All the information I'm getting from you are gold mine. So yes. Ting, 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 ting. So Mr. Tracy, with all of the experience you had, who's the most, let's say in basketball, okay, so people could relate because football is not so much here in the Philippines. What is the most unforgettable moment, let's say, that is related to basketball that you've experienced while working in PANINI?
This one's pretty easy, actually. It has something to do with basketball, but it doesn't, and I'll explain. Okay. So back in the 2014 World Cup, Panini has the exclusive FIFA World Cup sticker license, but at the time we also had exclusive relationships with two players who spent time overseas when they were kids playing soccer. One of those players was Andrew Luck. At the time was with the Indianapolis Colts football team. The other player was Kobe Bryant. And so we had those two players in Los Angeles for a commercial shoot for the World Cup. And the idea behind it was how you two grew up in Europe with your dads. You learned to appreciate soccer at that young age. Oh, yeah. How did that prepare you for your life in the NFL, life in the NBA? But I had the great opportunity to interview Kobe that day. And I had a few other chances to talk to him as well. And so anytime I was around Kobe, it was memorable, and they were memorable before his untimely passing. And since then, I've grown even more fond of him and in our interactions together.
Wow. Kobe.
So yeah, I mean, he was great. Kobe was the guy, as you might know, as you all know, he's a perfectionist, but he's like, when the camera came on and we thought we gave him something complex that he had to read or remember, he nailed it the first time, every time. He was just so good. And he spoke, I think, 8 different languages. Wow. And he was real. Another thing I loved about Kobe was he was so concerned with our business. And he was always talking about our business and what can we do to make it better. And you don't always see that. I mean, you see it a little bit more now that the market has exploded. But back then, he was interested in how do I make our relationship bigger with creative ideas and products and things like that. So he was just unparalleled, man, second to none. And
wow.
So from a basketball perspective, that memory sticks out.
Wow. All I can say is just wow. Actually, I was really, when we talk about Kobe, of course, he's a huge inspiration to all. And even if he wasn't like my idol, when I heard what happened to him, I don't know, but I was really confused. Why am I feeling this way? So imagine I'm not a relative or a solid fan, okay? Or do I really admire him? with his work ethics, accomplishment, and all. But I was so affected. And I think a lot, the whole world really felt what really happened. And we're really sad for the early passing of Kobe. One story I can share is like, I saw him, during the 73-9 run of Golden State Warriors. So GSW number 1, Lakers last seed during that year, the lowest.
Yeah.
And then my first game to watch an NBA game, I saw the Lakers win that game. So I think that time the hot player was Jordan Clarkson, who is also partly Filipino. Okay.
Yep.
Stepped up, and that time Steph wasn't feeling it. Okay, he was a cold shooter that game, and so we were really happy, and the feeling watching, especially when we were very near that time. I think I was on a fan mode because every star that walked in, I tried to, like when Rihanna, hey Rihanna, and then or I think when Rihanna like looked, and maybe she was thinking, who's this crazy little dude shouting?
It's Billy, man. It's Billy, bro.
I had that on video, so I hope I could play it.
That's awesome.
I guess for sure, okay? We're past 30 minutes already. We've taken a lot of time from Mr. Tracy, but I guess, Sir Bossman, this wouldn't be the last, okay? We could invite you some more.
Hey, Billy, anytime, bro. Like look, it's not too much time. I could go, but I understand. But if we can do this again whenever you're ready to do it.
Because for sure, okay, for all those people who are watching our vlog right now, you have some questions, okay, that you would like to ask Mr. Tracy. You can comment down below. If you love this vlog or this type of content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you will be one of the first, okay, to see each content that we roll out, okay, and that we publish in this YouTube content. So, Mr. Tracy, do you have any Instagram or promotion that you would like to share to us?
I would just say, Billy, I appreciate the opportunity. I wish you continued success. And would just encourage all your viewers to just go for it, have fun, be passionate, and we'll do it again soon.
All right, nice. Ting, 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 ting. So, guys, as we always do, we always share a lot of positive thoughts, okay, and principles. I guess even if Mr. Tracy didn't know, he started realization number 1. Ding! And realization number 2. 1, 2. Always learn how to expand and grow your network. So because you'll never know, those people that you also help will connect you to the right people, and the positivity that you put out there will bring back 10 times fold, right? So realization number 3. Ting, ting, ting. Sir Tracy, share a little more, okay? Positive.
Well, I just think the things that have worked for me, right, throughout my career, no matter where I've been and no matter what job I've had, from working in a warehouse in college in the summertime, or working in marketing at Panini, the 3 things that have always worked for me are passion, positive outlook, and work ethic. If you have those 3 things, I mean, you can accomplish anything you want.
Boom! Bang! Drop the mic. Okay. And last, realization number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Always learn from others. Because, during this time, we need to give an effort to, at least, maybe this could be your assignment, to call a friend once a day. Or just to, say hi, hello, okay? Because when we connect with other friends, okay, and we talk with other people, we learn a lot of things. And through the sharing, okay, through the experiences, we can get gold nuggets. And from those gold nuggets, when we learn about that and apply it to ourselves, definitely, all the pitfalls or the traps in life that we should have undergone will be minimized. because we already learn from others, okay, from the mistake of others. And I hope, okay guys, we're past the time, but you know, this vlog is very special and monumental for our channel. Okay, so let's thank Mr. Tracy Hackler again. Ching, 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 ching. With that, so this is Mr. Tracy and Mentor Billy signing off. Bye. Ching, ching, ching.